Imagine being 7 years old. You're taken from your family and sent to live in a castle. At first, it feels exciting. The walls are massive. The halls echo with footsteps. Men in armor walk past you like figures from a story. But very quickly, you realize something. You are not here to be protected. You are here to be trained. Your days begin before sunrise. You carry water, clean armor, serve food. You watch knights closely, not because you admire them, but because one day, you are expected to become one. There is no choice, no discussion, because in medieval Europe, becoming a knight wasn't a dream. It was a life of discipline, danger, and constant pressure. And for many boys, it began before they even understood what that life would cost them. The path to knighthood began early. Around the age of 7, boys from noble families were sent away to serve as pages in another lord's household. This wasn't just education. It was separation. They left their families, their homes, and everything familiar behind. As pages, they learned basic skills: serving meals, carrying messages, observing court behavior. But at the same time, something else began: training. They practiced running, climbing, and basic weapon handling with wooden swords. They learned how to ride horses, often falling, getting bruised, and getting back up again. Mistakes weren't gently corrected. They were punished. Because the goal wasn't comfort. The goal was to shape a future warrior. As boys grew into teenagers, their training intensified. They became squires, directly serving a knight. Now the expectations changed. They cleaned weapons, maintained armor, and followed knights into real combat situations. But they also trained constantly. Sword fighting, lance handling, shield defense, wrestling. Training was repetitive and exhausting. Heavy wooden weapons were used to build strength. Falls were common. Injuries were expected. Broken bones were not unusual. There were no protective helmets for practice like today. Pain was part of learning. And if you couldn't endure it, you didn't belong. When people imagine knights, they often picture shining armor as protection. But wearing armor was not as simple as it looks. A full suit of plate armor could weigh over 20 kilograms. Chainmail underneath added even more weight. Putting it on took time and assistance. Once fully equipped, movement became harder. Breathing felt heavier. And in battle, heat built up quickly inside the metal shell. On a cold day, armor could feel freezing against the skin. On a hot day, it turned into an oven. Knights trained to move in this weight, but it was never comfortable. Falling while wearing armor could leave you struggling to stand again, especially in mud. Armor protected you, but it also exhausted you. The reality of medieval combat was nothing like the clean duels seen in movies. Battles were loud, confusing, and terrifying. Horses screamed. Men shouted commands that were often lost in the noise. Weapons clashed against shields and armor. Arrows flew unpredictably. The ground quickly turned into mud, mixed with blood. Knights were trained fighters, but even they struggled to control what was happening around them. Visibility was limited inside helmets. You might not even see the person attacking you until it was too late. And once a knight fell to the ground, the situation became even more dangerous. Standing back up in heavy armor, surrounded by enemies, was incredibly difficult. Battle was not about elegance. It was about survival. Unlike ordinary soldiers, knights were often too valuable to kill immediately. Instead, they were captured. This might sound like a better outcome, but it came with its own dangers. Captured knights were held for ransom. Their families had to pay large sums of money to secure their release. If the ransom wasn't paid, the consequences could be severe. Long imprisonment, harsh conditions, or even execution. One well-known example of knightly warfare is the Battle of Agincourt, where many knights were captured or killed in chaotic conditions. Knighthood did not guarantee safety. It simply changed the risks. Knights didn't just fight battles. They carried expectations. The code of chivalry demanded loyalty, bravery, and honor. But this created constant psychological pressure. A knight who fled battle could be branded a coward. A knight who failed his lord risked losing status, land, or reputation. Honor wasn't just a concept. It defined a knight's entire identity. Imagine knowing that your reputation depended on how you performed in moments of extreme danger. Fear became something you had to hide, even if you felt it, because showing weakness could destroy your standing in society. Becoming a knight wasn't just physically demanding, it was expensive. A war horse alone could cost a fortune. Armor had to be custom-made and maintained constantly. Weapons needed to be repaired or replaced. This meant not everyone could become a knight. Only families with enough wealth could support this lifestyle. And even for them, it was a financial risk. If a knight died in battle, the investment was gone. If he was captured, the ransom could ruin a family. Knighthood looked prestigious, but behind that prestige was constant economic pressure. Beyond the physical dangers, there was something harder to see. The psychological impact. Knights experienced repeated exposure to violence. They saw death up close. They heard the sounds of battle, the screams, the impact of weapons, the chaos. There were no concepts like modern therapy or trauma treatment. A knight was expected to endure, to continue fighting, to suppress fear and grief. Over time, this took a toll. Some knights became hardened, others struggled silently. But no one escaped unchanged. Over time, stories transformed knights into symbols of heroism. Brave warriors in shining armor, protectors of the weak, champions of honor. But the reality was far more complicated. Knights lived in a world of constant danger. Their training was harsh, their battles were chaotic, their lives were shaped by pressure, physical, emotional, and financial. Some achieved glory, many did not. For every legendary knight remembered in history, there were countless others who lived difficult, dangerous lives and disappeared without a trace. Perhaps the most striking part of this system is that it wasn't always a personal choice. Many boys were placed on the path to knighthood by their families. It was expected, a duty tied to social class and obligation. From childhood, their lives were shaped by that expectation. They trained for years, prepared for war, and carried responsibilities most people today would find overwhelming. The shining armor came later. The pressure came first. Yet even the life of a knight, filled with training, battle, and constant danger, was only one part of the medieval world. Because while knights fought on battlefields and served their lords, something else was happening inside the growing cities of Europe. Crowded streets, filthy water, air filled with smoke and waste. A place where simply breathing could make you sick. In the next episode, we'll step into the streets of medieval cities and uncover why they smelled so horrible and what that meant for the people living there.